The true best terrifying Tinder horror story. Online dating has become a staple of modern romance. Millions of people swipe left and right in search of love, companionship, or just a casual encounter. Among these digital interactions, Tinder stands out as one of the most popular apps, connecting people worldwide. However, not every Tinder date ends in a romantic sunset or a funny anecdote. Some can spiral into terrifying experiences, leaving lasting scars on those involved. This essay delves into the true story of one such encounter, exploring the harrowing events that unfolded when Emily matched with a man named Jake. The match, Emily, a 28-year-old marketing executive from Chicago, decided to give Tinder another shot after a series of disappointing dates. Balancing her demanding job and social life made traditional dating challenging, so the convenience of Tinder was appealing. After a few days of casual swiping, she came across Jake's profile. Jake was a 30-year-old software engineer with an easy smile and a love for adventure. His profile boasted pictures of him hiking, traveling, and playing with his golden retriever, Max. He seemed perfect. Their initial conversations were light-hearted and fun. They bonded over their mutual love for hiking, their favorite travel destinations, and their shared sense of humor. Jake's messages were charming and thoughtful, gradually building a sense of comfort and excitement for Emily. After a week of chatting, they decided to meet in person. The first date. Jake suggested meeting at a popular downtown cafe for their first date. Emily arrived early, nervous but excited. When Jake walked in, she was relieved to find that he looked just like his pictures. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, and they spent hours talking about everything from their jobs to their dreams for the future. Jake was attentive and seemed genuinely interested in getting to know Emily. As the evening progressed, Jake suggested they continue their date at a nearby bar known for its live music. Emily agreed, thrilled by how well things were going. At the bar, they danced, laughed, and shared stories about their lives. By the end of the night, Emily felt a strong connection with Jake and was hopeful about where things could go. Red flags. In the days following their first date, Jake and Emily continued to text frequently. However, subtle red flags began to appear. Jake would sometimes be overly intense, sending multiple messages if Emily didn't respond immediately. He would ask detailed questions about her whereabouts and who she was with, under the guise of concern. Emily brushed these off as signs of Jake's interest and care, not recognizing them as early indicators of possessiveness. Their second and third dates were equally enjoyable, but Jake's behavior grew increasingly intrusive. He started showing up at places Emily mentioned in passing, like her favorite coffee shop or her gym. When questioned, he would laugh it off, claiming it was a coincidence. Emily's friends began to notice Jake's constant presence and express their concerns, but Emily, smitten and hopeful, dismissed their worries. The incident. One Friday night, Emily and her friends planned a girls' night out. They chose a trendy new club downtown and were excited to unwind after a hectic week. Emily mentioned this plan to Jake during a casual conversation. That night, as she and her friends enjoyed their time, Emily noticed Jake in the crowd. He hadn't mentioned he would be there, and a knot of unease formed in her stomach. She decided to confront him. Jake acted surprised to see her, claiming he was there with his own friends. Despite his reassurances, his eyes never left Emily, watching her every move. When she danced with her friends, he appeared at the edge of the dance floor. When she went to the restroom, he was there, leaning against the wall. Emily's discomfort grew, and she decided to leave early, texting Jake to say she was tired and heading home. As she walked out of the club, Jake followed her, insisting he would drive her home. Emily refused, saying she preferred to take a cab. Jake's demeanor shifted. His previously charming smile turned into a menacing glare. He grabbed her arm, squeezing it tightly, and hissed, "I said, I'll take you home." The escape. Fear gripped Emily as she realized the extent of Jake's possessiveness. She managed to break free from his grasp and ran towards a nearby taxi stand. Jake followed, shouting her name, but she was faster. She jumped into the first available cab and told the driver to go, her heart pounding in her chest. Once safely home, Emily blocked Jake's number and deleted him from all her social media accounts. She spent the weekend indoors, too scared to go out. On Monday, she returned to work, hoping the ordeal was over. The aftermath. However, Jake was not easily deterred. He began showing up at Emily's workplace, sending her flowers and gifts with disturbing notes. He would wait outside her office, trying to catch her attention. Emily reported his behavior to her HR department, and they increased security, but Jake's persistence was unnerving. Emily filed a restraining order against Jake, but the legal process was slow. She started receiving anonymous threatening messages, both online and through her phone. Her fear grew, impacting her ability to sleep and concentrate at work. She confided in her friends and family, who provided support and urged her to take further action. The resolution: Emily decided to move to a new apartment with better security and closer to her friends. She also changed her phone number and adjusted her privacy settings on social media. She took a brief leave of absence from work to focus on her mental health, seeking therapy to deal with the trauma. Eventually, the restraining order was granted, and Jake was legally required to stay away from Emily. The threats and harassment gradually stopped, but the psychological scars remained. Emily learned to rebuild her sense of safety and trust with the support of her loved ones and professional help. Reflections. Emily's experience is a stark reminder of the potential dangers of online dating. While most Tinder encounters are harmless, the anonymity and ease of access can sometimes lead to terrifying situations. It's crucial to recognize the signs of possessive and controlling behavior early on and to trust your instincts. Emily's story highlights the importance of taking threats seriously, seeking help, and prioritizing personal safety. Online dating can lead to beautiful relationships, but it's essential to be cautious and aware of the risks involved. For Emily, the ordeal was a painful lesson in the darker side of modern romance, but it also demonstrated the strength of community and the importance of resilience in the face of adversity. The true horror story of Tinder, a cautionary tale. Online dating has become an integral part of modern romance, offering a seemingly endless array of potential partners at our fingertips. Tinder, one of the most popular dating apps, promises excitement, adventure, and even love. However, not all encounters end with a happily ever after. Some, as we'll explore in this true and terrifying tale, turn into nightmares that leave scars far deeper than any bad date. Chapter 1. The match. It all started innocuously enough. Sarah, a 29-year-old marketing professional from New York City, had been single for about a year. Encouraged by friends who had found meaningful connections on Tinder, she decided to give it a try. After a few weeks of swiping left and right, she matched with Jake. His profile showed a handsome, athletic man in his early 30s with a charming smile. His bio read, "Lover of adventure, foodie, and world traveler. Looking for someone to explore life with." Their initial conversation was engaging. Jake was articulate, witty, and seemed genuinely interested in getting to know Sarah. He spoke of his travels, his love for hiking, and his job in finance. They bonded over their shared love for Thai food and indie movies. After a week of chatting on the app, Jake suggested they meet in person. Chapter 2. The first date. Sarah and Jake decided to meet at a popular rooftop bar in Manhattan. Sarah was nervous but excited. Jake arrived on time, looking even better in person. He was charismatic and seemed genuinely thrilled to meet her. The date went well. They laughed, shared stories, and by the end of the evening, Sarah felt a connection she hadn't experienced in a long time. Jake walked her to her apartment and kissed her goodnight. Over the next few weeks, Sarah and Jake became inseparable. They went on various dates, from museums to hiking trips. Jake appeared to be the perfect gentleman. Attentive, caring, and always making Sarah feel special. He often talked about his work in finance and how demanding it was, which explained his occasional disappearances and late-night work calls. Sarah, deeply infatuated, took his words at face value. Chapter 3. The Unraveling. One night, about 2 months into their relationship, Sarah received a phone call from an unknown number. On the other end was a woman who introduced herself as Emily. She claimed to be Jake's girlfriend of 3 years. Emily had found Sarah's number on Jake's phone and decided to reach out after finding suspicious messages between Jake and Sarah. Sarah's heart sank. She confronted Jake, who initially denied everything, calling Emily a jealous ex who couldn't move on. But Emily had provided undeniable evidence, photos, text messages, and even a video of them together. Cornered, Jake finally admitted to the truth. He had been living a double life, dating multiple women simultaneously. Shattered and humiliated, Sarah ended the relationship immediately. The emotional toll was severe. She felt betrayed, used, and foolish for not seeing the signs. But this was only the beginning of her nightmare. Chapter 4. The Stalker. In the weeks following the breakup, Sarah tried to move on. She blocked Jake on all social media platforms and changed her phone number. However, Jake wasn't ready to let go. He began showing up at places Sarah frequented. Her gym, her favorite coffee shop, even outside her workplace. He would beg for forgiveness, causing scenes that embarrassed and terrified Sarah. Despite her repeated refusals, Jake's behavior grew more erratic and aggressive. One night, Sarah came home to find a bouquet of roses on her doorstep with a note that read, "I'll always be watching you." She reported the incidents to the police, but they could do little without concrete evidence of a direct threat. Chapter 5. The Breaking Point. The situation escalated when Sarah discovered her apartment had been broken into. Nothing was stolen, but her belongings were disturbingly rearranged. Sarah found a photo of herself with her eyes scratched out and a message written in lipstick on her bathroom mirror. "You can't hide from me." Terrified, Sarah decided to stay with a friend. She installed security cameras and changed her locks, but the sense of safety she once had was gone. She began suffering from anxiety and nightmares, constantly looking over her shoulder. The breaking point came when Jake attempted to run Sarah off the road one night while she was driving home from work. In a panic, she called the police, who finally took action. Jake was arrested and charged with stalking and attempted assault. Chapter 6. The Aftermath. Jake's arrest brought some relief, but the damage was done. Sarah found herself struggling with severe trust issues and anxiety. She underwent therapy to deal with the trauma, slowly rebuilding her life. The experience left her wary of online dating, and she deleted all her dating profiles. Sarah's story serves as a stark reminder of the potential dangers lurking in the world of online dating. While most people on these platforms are genuine and seeking connection, predators like Jake exist. It's crucial to remain vigilant, trust your instincts, and take steps to protect yourself. Chapter 7. Lessons learned. Sarah's harrowing experience taught her several valuable lessons, which she shares to help others navigate the potentially treacherous waters of online dating. Background checks. Before getting too involved, consider doing a background check. A simple Google search or checking social media profiles can provide a lot of information. Take it slow. Don't rush into anything. Take your time to get to know the person and look for consistency in their stories and behavior. Meet in public places. Always meet for the first few dates in public, safe places. Let friends or family know where you are going and who you are meeting. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, trust your gut. It's better to be cautious and walk away from a potential red flag than to ignore it. Set boundaries. Clearly communicate your boundaries and watch how the other person responds. Respecting boundaries is crucial in any relationship. Stay vigilant. Keep personal information private until you are sure about the person. Be cautious about sharing your address or other sensitive information early on. Have a support system. Ensure you have friends or family who know about your dating activities and can check in on you. Sarah's journey back to normalcy was a long and arduous one. She learned to rebuild her trust and confidence through the support of her friends, family, and therapist. Her story, while terrifying, is a testament to resilience and the importance of staying vigilant. Conclusion. The world of online dating can be exciting and promising, offering the chance to meet new people and potentially find love. However, it's essential to be aware of the risks and to take proactive steps to protect yourself. Sarah's Tinder horror story is a chilling reminder that not everyone online has good intentions. By sharing her experience, she hopes to help others avoid similar ordeals and to approach online dating with caution and awareness. While the story of Sarah and Jake is true and terrifying, it is also a powerful lesson in the importance of vigilance, self-protection, and the strength to overcome even the most harrowing experiences. In the digital age, where connections are made with a swipe, it's crucial to remember that true safety and trust take time to build. A true Tinder horror story, the dark side of online dating. In the world of online dating, stories of romance, connection, and sometimes heartbreak are commonplace. Yet, occasionally, a narrative emerges that is so unsettling. It underscores the potential dangers of meeting strangers through a screen. This is a recount of one such story, true, harrowing, and a stark reminder of the risks inherent in the pursuit of love in the digital age. The beginning. It started like many modern relationships do, with a swipe. Sarah, a 29-year-old marketing executive living in a bustling city, decided to give Tinder another try. After a series of lackluster dates, she matched with a man named Mark. His profile presented him as charming, well-traveled, and successful. A software developer in his early 30s, Mark's photos showed a handsome man with an easy smile and a love for adventure. They quickly hit it off through messages, discussing everything from their favorite travel destinations to their mutual love for Italian cuisine. The first date. After a week of texting, they agreed to meet for dinner. Mark chose a quaint Italian restaurant, aligning perfectly with their shared interest. Sarah was immediately taken by his charisma and how comfortable he made her feel. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, and by the end of the evening, she felt a genuine connection. They parted ways with a promise to see each other again soon. The honeymoon phase. Over the next few weeks, Sarah and Mark spent a considerable amount of time together. They visited art galleries, went on weekend hikes, and enjoyed cozy evenings cooking at Sarah's apartment. Mark's attentiveness and thoughtfulness swept Sarah off her feet. He would surprise her with flowers, remember small details from their conversations, and even plan a surprise weekend getaway to a nearby vineyard. To Sarah's friends, Mark seemed perfect. They admired how happy and radiant she appeared in his company. However, as their relationship progressed, subtle red flags began to emerge. The red flags. Mark's behavior started to shift in small, almost imperceptible ways. He would frequently check Sarah's phone, asking about her messages and calls. At first, she brushed it off as a sign of his affection and protectiveness. But soon, his inquiries became more insistent and intrusive. Mark also began to exhibit controlling tendencies. He would criticize her choice of clothing, suggesting she dress more conservatively. When Sarah wanted to spend time with her friends, Mark would pout or pick a fight, making her feel guilty for not prioritizing their relationship. Despite these concerns, Sarah's emotional investment in the relationship made her reluctant to confront the growing unease. The turning point. The turning point came when Sarah received a job offer in another city. It was a dream opportunity, something she had been working towards for years. When she shared the news with Mark, his reaction was unexpectedly hostile. He accused her of being selfish and not considering their future together. The argument escalated, and for the first time Sarah saw a side of Mark that terrified her. his face contorted with rage, and he hurled insults that left her shaken. The incident marked a significant shift in their relationship. Mark's apologies were profuse and tearful, but the damage was done. Sarah began to notice more alarming behaviors. Mark started showing up unannounced at her workplace and her apartment under the guise of being concerned for her safety. His controlling nature became more pronounced, and Sarah felt increasingly suffocated. Escalation. One evening, Sarah decided to break things off with Mark. She invited him over to her apartment, planning to have a calm and honest conversation about their future. Mark, however, had other plans. When she expressed her desire to end the relationship, he flew into a rage. He accused her of cheating, of leading him on, and of ruining his life. What happened next was something Sarah would never forget. Mark grabbed her arm violently, his grip tightening as he yelled. When she tried to pull away, he threw her against the wall, leaving her dazed and terrified. She managed to escape to her bedroom and lock the door, dialing 911 with trembling hands. The police arrived within minutes, but to Sarah, it felt like an eternity. Mark was arrested, but the ordeal didn't end there. Sarah obtained a restraining order, but the psychological trauma lingered. She constantly felt on edge, worried that Mark might return. He continued to send threatening messages from different numbers and email addresses, despite the legal actions taken against him. The aftermath. Sarah's experience left deep emotional scars. She struggled with anxiety and trust issues, finding it difficult to engage in new relationships. Therapy helped her process the trauma, but the fear and mistrust remained a constant shadow. Through her ordeal, Sarah became an advocate for online dating safety. She shared her story in various forums and support groups, hoping to raise awareness about the potential dangers of meeting strangers online. She emphasized the importance of trusting one's instincts and recognizing red flags early in a relationship. Reflection. Sarah's story is a stark reminder that beneath the surface of seemingly perfect profiles and charming personalities, there can lie a darker truth. Online dating offers unparalleled convenience and the promise of finding love, but it also comes with risks that should not be underestimated. Her experience serves as a cautionary tale for those navigating the digital dating landscape. It highlights the importance of being vigilant, setting boundaries, and ensuring personal safety. In an era where connections are just a swipe away, it's crucial to remember that not everyone is who they appear to be online. Conclusion. The dark side of Sarah's Tinder horror story underscores the need for greater awareness and safety measures in the world of online dating. While technology continues to evolve, human nature remains constant. Stories like Sarah's remind us to approach online interactions with caution, prioritize our safety, and trust our instincts. In sharing her experience, Sarah hopes to empower others to make informed decisions and protect themselves from similar fates. Her story is a testament to resilience and the importance of learning from harrowing experiences to create a safer environment for all who seek love online.